somebody who's able to implement what the government is looking at in terms of whatever has been achieved in the first 5 years of this government, or the first 8 years of this government, and in the remaining tenure of this government, there are certain policies that the government wants implemented, and they need somebody who will be perfectly in sync to be able to deliver, because this is what the government is looking at. Agniveer is something that was argued very effectively, both sides, some in favor and many against, saying whether this will be effective or not, and would it lead to, maybe short-term gains but not long-term gains. Now, here is someone who will have to ensure effective implementation of Agniveer scheme. That's point one. Point two, equally important is Atmanirbhar Bharat. For decades, there's been a lot of reluctance to ensure that made in India products are accepted by the armed forces in terms of where pressure also needs to be put on the original equipment manufacturer to deliver quality. It's not just one thing putting pressure on the armed forces to buy what is made in India. Equal amount of pressure needs to be put on the manufacturers to ensure that quality assurance is 100%. You cannot make up pilots, for example, buy an aircraft where quality assurance is not guaranteed or where the best equipment is not given. And this is where there have been arguments between the service headquarters and either those who are manufacturing or those who are servicing. And this is where you require someone who's able to put equal pressure on both sides, put pressure on the armed forces to buy, put pressure on the manufacturers to give quality 24/7, because human lives are at stake and national security is at stake. So all of these are aspects that the government wanted to be very clear on before moving forward, and perhaps that's the reason they took close to 300 days, 294 days, as you very rightly pointed out, before appointing the next Chief of Defence Staff.
You know, Gaurav, this is Preeti here. One very important question at this point of time would be whether this new CDS would be accepted by all three arms, by all three chiefs.
Well, it's an order. They have to accept. No two ways about it. It's the armed forces. You accept what the government of the day tells you to accept, and if not, maybe you can quit. You'd recall the case of Admiral Bhagwat when he did not accept a written government order. He was dismissed from service. So in the armed forces, once an order is given by a democratically elected government, that order has to be followed by the armed forces. But the effective part of what you're saying is whether there would be reluctance and resistance to change. And you're absolutely right, Preeti, that there is a lot of resistance and reluctance to accept theaterization, for example. Theaterization is very difficult to accept in some instances. For him, the biggest challenge would be to take the three services along as that theaterization happens. You'd recall when I'd interviewed General Bipin Rawat, and he said that the Air Force would have to accept certain things, that they are, a support surface when it comes to the Army. The Air Force was very cut up about it, but General Bipin Rawat wanted to press home the point that there are certain principles that are laid down and everyone has to follow that. Now it remains to be seen how General Chauhan takes the services along in this very difficult task of theaterization, Preeti.
You know, one final question, Gaurav, before I let you go. You know, the fact is, yes, will he be looked at from all three armed, all three wings of the defense staff? But importantly, Gaurav, would also be, there was a question that was raised earlier, that why only from the army? Do you think that question still stands? Maybe, of course, not in the armed forces, but outside?
Within the armed forces and outside, you're absolutely right. The Air Force felt since they proved their mettle on more occasions than one, especially after Balakot, and the fact that the Air Force will have a very major role to play in future warfare, as has been shown world over. Perhaps the next CDS could be an Air Force officer. We've seen the stellar role performed by the Indian Air Force during Balakot. We've seen this. Now they've also acquired the S-400 systems, the new Rafales coming in, the new missiles that are coming in. There's a lot that the Air Force should be doing in the years ahead. Similarly, when there is a focus to the Indo-Pacific, the Navy will have a much bigger canvas to work on, from North Arabian Sea to South China Sea and beyond. And the Navy is also looking at a much bigger role. And many argued, traditionally India has been looking at protecting ourselves in the north, but Himalayas protect us there. Now, protecting our seas far more important, Arabian Sea, Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal and beyond. So perhaps the next CDS could be a naval officer, and many argued perhaps Admiral Harikumar's name was doing the rounds. But the government in its wisdom has decided on General Chauhan, and let's see how this moves forward from this point on. But once a decision has been taken, it would be followed up and implemented.
Right.
The challenges
well, as it is,
remain.
right. Well, as it is in the Indian forces, it would be accepted without any challenge. We have a new CDS, General Anil Chauhan. Thank you, Gaurav, for joining us. I want to quickly, now viewers, with this big news break, shift focus. All right, let's shift focus right now, viewers, to the Congress conundrum when it comes down to the next president of the Congress and who will be the Chief Minister of Rajasthan in case and if at all Ashok Gehlot steps down. The internal tussle in Rajasthan's Congress refuses to die down. Congress Madhya Pradesh leader Digvijay Singh has decided to contest for the chief post of the Congress as president. He will soon now be filing in his nomination. Digvijay Singh will be returning from the Bharat Jodo Yatra tonight. He has been marching alongside Rahul Gandhi. Many would suggest that the entire Bharat Jodo Yatra, the plan, the route, the germ behind it comes from Digvijay Singh himself, who took a similar yatra years ago in Madhya Pradesh. Meanwhile, Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Ashok Gehlot, may visit Delhi tonight. A big question mark on May. He's likely to meet Sonia Gandhi late evening or tomorrow morning, but sources close to Gehlot say that Gehlot would follow the directions of the Congress president as far as future course of action is concerned. But till now, Sonia Gandhi has not given Mr. Gehlot time. One of the main reasons that he hasn't moved from Rajasthan yet. Earlier on, indications suggested he was to leave at 3 p.m. Never happened. Then it was 8 p.m. It doesn't seem likely that he will leave by 8 p.m. as well. He's waiting for a confirmation of a meeting with Sonia Gandhi. Now, this comes a day after Sonia Gandhi received a detailed report of what happened in Rajasthan by the two observers, Ajay Makan, Mallikarjun Kharge. The observers had recommended disciplinary action against the three loyalists of Gehlot, practically called the right-hand men of Ashok Gehlot when it comes down to governing Rajasthan. However, they did give the observers on paper a clean chit to Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot and did not blame him for the Congress crisis in Rajasthan. I want to immediately connect to Maushmi Singh, who's joining me live from Delhi. We'll soon also be joined by Rajdeep Sardesai, our consulting editor. But before I come to you, Maushmi, I want to go to Dev Ankur Vadhavan, who's joining me from Jaipur. Dev, 3 p.m. was when Ashok Gehlot was to leave for Delhi. That didn't happen. It moved to 5. That didn't happen. It moved to 8. It looks improbable. He seems to be waiting for a confirmation by Sonia Gandhi to give him an audience, and only then it seems he's going to move.
Well, Preeti, 2 or 3 things have happened importantly before Ashok Gehlot takes on to his scheduled visit to Delhi. A, as you mentioned, he's yet to get time or confirmation from Sonia Gandhi. I've spoken with the Chief Minister office and it mentioned that he will be meeting Sonia Gandhi during the course of his visit. Now, what can happen, Preeti, as per sources, is that he may take a 3-day visit to Delhi. During the first 2 days, he can hold hectic discussions with party leaders, including the likes of K.C. Venugopal, Mallikarjun Kharge, and several other senior party leaders, trying to assuage the feelings of these leaders before he meets the party supremo or the president, Sonia Gandhi. Another thing which has happened today, Preeti, is that he called Shanti Dhariwal, the cabinet minister, at the center of the storm, and Dr. Mahesh Joshi at his official residence in Jaipur. Pratap Singh Khachriawas was also present out there, and the conversation between them was about the response from these ministers in the dock, Dhariwal and Mahesh Joshi. We are given to understand that a written reply has already been made out. What will be the explanation for their stance? Why was a parallel meeting held despite the fact that a CLP was scheduled? So all of these hectic activities have happened in the presence of Chief Minister of Rajasthan, Ashok Gehlot. And once he reaches Delhi, apart from all of this, one other issue that will be at discussion is whether Ashok Gehlot will be contesting for the post of the party national president or not. there is no word coming in as yet.
Dev,
that
before
he
I go
will
to
not be
Moshmi,
doing
I
so,
want to
and the
ask you,
doors to
when is
that are
Ashok
still
Gehlot
open,
leaving
Preeti.
Jaipur? Is he going to leave at 8 p.m. at all? Or is the scheduled visit going to be further delayed?
Well, Preeti, it can happen tonight also. That is the word coming in from sources. Earlier, his office maintained that he will be leaving at 2:30. Then that became 3:30. Then Pratap Singh Khachariawas came out of the meeting. He went on record mentioning that the CM will be leaving around 5:30 in the evening. That did not happen. And Sonia Gandhi is really miffed, Preeti, with whatever
So no
transpired,
time given
and
right now?
perhaps she's not able to
Right.
reconcile herself.
So no
Yes.
time as of now given. Dev, we're going to keep coming back to you. We don't know whether he's leaving at 8 p.m., but it's still pretty much in the air. It all depends on Sonia Gandhi, well, she gives them the time or not. I want to also connect. Moshmi, will you stay on for just about a couple of minutes? Rajdeep Sardesai, I want to bring him in. The reason I'm doing so, Moshmi, is because Rajdeep Sardesai just spoke to Digvijay Singh, who's now, Rajdeep, confirmed to you that he's filing nomination.
That's right. I spoke to Digvijay Singh a short while ago, Preeti. He was on his way from Kozhikode to Delhi. The flight will land later tonight. And he claims that he has more or less decided that he will fight for the Congress presidentship. Remember, a week ago when we spoke to Digvijay Singh, he was playing it down, suggesting that it was only a joke when he said, why can't I contest? But something has changed. I asked him what. He said the events of the last 2 days have convinced me that the time has come to fight for the Congress presidentship. The Congress needs a senior leader, and he's more than willing to throw his hat into the ring. So it seems for now that Digvijay Singh certainly has offered himself for Congress presidentship. Now, this, of course, leaves open the question, Preeti, as to what happens to Ashok Gehlot and whether the Congress is willing to risk completely isolating Mr. Gehlot in a way. Sonia Gandhi has still not given him a meeting. He's been waiting for it now for the last 48 hours, and thereby sending a signal that the party high command, such as it is visibly angry and upset with Mr. Gehlot. So if Mr. Digvijay Singh, as appears likely, files his nomination and Digvijay Singh versus Shashi Tharoor becomes the Congress contest, then where does that leave Ashok Gehlot? Where does that leave Sachin Pilot? These are questions presumably that will have to be answered by Congress, not now, but maybe a few weeks later once the dust settles a bit.
Rajdeep, do you think ultimately Digvijay Singh has been picked by the Gandhis in the wake of what has happened in Rajasthan?
I think so. I think the Gandhis have been looking at options for the last few days, and they are really running out of them. Most of the leaders whom they've looked at either do not have the organizational experience or are seen to be far too old or far too young. There is no real magic formula that they've found for a new leader to lead the party as Congress president. So Digvijay Singh, as someone who's organizing the Bharat Jodo Yatra at the moment, a two-time chief minister, someone who's had experience at different levels in the Congress, including as general secretary, is crucially from North India, is being seen as possibly the best option in the given circumstances. Not necessarily ideal, but the best option that they have. And it perhaps suggests that the Congress for now has decided to close the Gehlot option. However, we don't know what will happen in the next 24 hours, whether there will be another effort made at a patch-up with Mr. Gehlot and where that leads. But for now, it seems that Digvijay Singh is the likely candidate
right.
of the Gandhi family, if I may say so, as Congress president.
Rajdeep, thank you for joining us with that quick update. I want to quickly bring in Moshmi as well, who's reporting from 10 Janpath. Moshmi, in all of this, have the doors really closed on Ashok Gehlot? Because there is a whole coterie of Congress leaders, practically from the badge of 1980, who are actually lobbying for Ashok Gehlot to go ahead and become the president and lobbying with the High Command itself.
Preeti, I can tell you from highly placed sources what I've learned as of now, that it is not clear whether Ashok Gehlot will go ahead with filing his nominations. Now, this could be in the backdrop of the change circumstances in Rajasthan. So earlier it was clear that Ashok Gehlot would file his nominations, and now there is a question mark. That itself speaks volumes about the situation that is fast changing within the Congress party, and that brings Digvijay Singh into the fray. So whether it will be a tri-cornered contest or it will be a two-cornered contest, it is as of now difficult to say. And the delays that are being caused in Ashok Gehlot's arrival in Delhi could have much to do with the fact that there is perhaps no clarity over when he would be meeting Sonia Gandhi, and perhaps
Tell us one thing, has Digvijay Singh been given time yet?
Ashok Gehlot is concerned. Digvijay Singh has not sought time from Sonia Gandhi, so there is and Digvijay Singh has made it clear that he's not even spoken to any of the Gandhi family members seeking permission to contest the elections. He is saying that Digvijay did speak to us, and he did say that, that it's a message that he wants to convey to the party and to the opponents, that there is internal democracy in the party and this election is free for all. So, and that also Rahul Gandhi has said in a presser. So Digvijay's point is that I want to just bring home the message that this is a party that has internal democracy, and anybody can contest the election. So far he's a Congress worker or a delegate.
All right, Maushmi, thank you for joining us. We're going to continue to come back to you. Appreciate it. With that, viewers, reaching the end of this quick bulletin, but we leave you with a fact check where Rahul Gandhi refused to perform Aarti. Now, this was a video that was circulated some time ago. Factually incorrect. The viral video is from Rajkot, is a very old video and is doctored. This video is clipped. Rahul Gandhi never refused to perform in Aarti. With that quick fact check, time for me to go into a break, but do stay with me. On the other side, coming up, after Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal's key associate Vijay Nair was arrested by the CBI, the ED has now arrested Sisodia's close aide Sameer Mahendru in the Delhi liquor gate scam. We break it down for you on the other side. Stay with me. To the point, coming up.
You are watching India Today.
My headmistress said that, I remember her name Mrs. Fernandez, she said, Alia, come in the front, everybody will sing like Alia. So now Alia sing. And I started singing, and I remember loving the fact that everybody was looking at me. I remember just like, wow, they are looking at me. Like there's no other attention is only for me right now. And that was it. After that, it was only all about the attention and how people looked at me and how good and great I was.
She came to a photo shoot of mine, which my friend Sumit Chopra was shooting me, with her little water bottle and a little change of costume in her little bag with her nanny at that time, Sharda, and patiently sat around and took pictures like a pro.
Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices.
Seule la sobriété et la solidarité européenne nous permettront d'éviter des coupures et des rationnements dans les cas de figure les plus pessimistes, comme un hiver particulièrement froid cumulé à des difficultés d'approvisionnement. Ces scénarios nous incitent à poursuivre notre stratégie, une sobriété choisie plutôt que des coupures subies, une solidarité européenne pour mieux résister à l'hiver.
Everyone's busy finding what's trending. You're busy finding out why. India Today, for those who research before reacting. Download the India Today app now. Make your media plan smarter with India Today Live TV on your connected devices.
Good evening, viewers. You're watching To The Point. After all the political posturing, the questioning and the many raids by the CBI, 2 arrests have taken place in the alleged liquor gate scam. One by the CBI, the other by the Enforcement Directorate. The CBI arrested Vijay Nair, close aide of Arvind Kejriwal. The ED arrested Indo Spirits Samir Mahindru. After these arrests, can the Aam Aadmi Party keep saying that this is a witch hunt, but ultimately will it just come down to pure evidence, a money trail?